And we are here on this Friday morning. Thanks, Tom. 47 degrees out there. Feels quite nice. And today you will see some sunshine.
Is that a promise? I tell you what, I'm pretty sick of spring so far. It ain't done nothing. I'm going to kick that groundhog's butt and never find him, Frank. Up to Tony Phil or Limestone Louie, whoever it is. But anyway, good morning. I'm Jamie Cooper. Thank y'all for getting up with us on this Friday morning edition of This is Athens in the AM. Cooper and Company Live right here in Athens, Alabama. Coming up today, of course, Tom joins us this morning. Tom, you ready for some summertime?
I am. I'm ready for that sunshine today.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be like 80 by next week. Frank, it's over. Winter's out of here. It's done. Deal.
One more cold front.
Going to have it. Coming up today on the program, Coleman Dental Group will join us. Sam will be here, and Dr. Patrick English. Both of them should be here in just a little bit. Going to have some video from Danny Johnson. I promised him I'd get that on today. Do a shout out to my buddy Curtis Giles this morning. Going to show some picture of Curtis, and his birthday's coming up, and some more things like that. But the main thing we're going to get to first is this morning. I'll go through y'all know yesterday we did that Facebook page thing about should I come on live from my kitchen at 3 a.m. Well, the votes are in, and most people want it.
No camera in my house.
I mean, most people want it, Tom. I mean, that's just bottom line. They want to see more of me.
I know.
Earlier,
they get up early, ready for you each morning.
And they want to see me do a single camera setup from my house.
Yeah. That's it.
Whatever I got on, don't matter. But people just want to see more of it. But we run into a conflict, and we'll talk about that later on this morning, too. We have absolutely run into a conflict over this deal, and I'll bring that to y'all's attention. One of them's from one of my neighbors. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but that ain't the real reason, because I'd planned on doing something different in there, and Gloria has figured out that it might not work because of that. So we'll talk about that. Plus, I got some other video, too, about some folks you ain't going to believe. Let's get this party started on this Friday morning edition. Cooper Company Live, Friday, going to be warm. Hopefully, ain't it?
Hopefully, wino. I mean, hello. Let's talk about the weather. It is going to we are going to see some sunshine, rather. This afternoon, it looks like things are starting to clear out the rain out there this morning. And hopefully by noon, everything will be dry. What was that guy's name? Castle was saying by 4 o'clock today.
Jeff, the weatherman on 48.
Jeff, yes. No comment, Brad. Jeff will be said at 4 o'clock that, yes, full sunshine should be nice and warm. The warmest is going to be today. High temperature 65, 68 degrees. Tomorrow, your high of 71 with your low of 48. And, of course, partly cloudy skies. But it's going to be absolutely beautiful for the Chick-fil-A run. We'll talk more about that.
Speaking of Chick-fil-A, where is he today to bring us food and talk about the big race tomorrow?
Well, Matthew actually went to Disney World on a family trip, comes back, has the flu, so he is recovering. So hope you get well quickly. You have a big race tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll talk about some things. First and foremost, though, let's talk about memories of Mal Moore yesterday.
The funeral.
They had it looks like it went off pretty good. And by the way, the guy who preached that, Keith Pugh, Eric Pugh, assistant, one of the ministers down at Lindsay Lane, is his brother. He preached the funeral yesterday.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played at Alabama. Richard Todd spoke. Of course, Nick Saban spoke. A lot of folks did. Keith Pugh, Coach Moore is gone, but he's gone to impact the lives of a lot of students. This out of the Huntsville Times this morning, AL.com. Coach Moore liked to say there's a lot of Tigers and Bears, but there's only one Crimson Tide. Of course, Keith Pugh, brother Eric, right out on Lindsay Lane. But here's what Nick Saban had to say yesterday. They said there's about 550 students there yesterday, that all athletes and everybody that was there. It went off pretty good. But here's what Nick Saban had to say. The Alabama football coach shared the story of Moore's persistence in trying to hire him. You know, in that January years ago, 7 years ago, Nick Saban kept denying that he was not going to Alabama. He recalled telling his wife, Terry, that he did not want to interview for the Alabama job. She said Moore, though, was already at the Saban house, and she tells Nick he's coming for dinner tonight. He was already there. Saban continued his praise of Moore. It was a genuine person. He said he never disrespected a single person I knew. So Richard Todd also spoke down there yesterday. Richard Todd, a teammate of Johnny Lee Dees, our minister, when they went to Mobile to play. But, you know, I think that will be Mal Moore's legacy, that he hired Nick Saban.
No,
Don't you, Tom?
No, yeah, it'll go down as that.
No
I mean,
brainer.
He hired Nick Saban 7 years ago. Nick Saban started his 7th season this year at the University of Alabama. All right, while we're speaking football, front page Huntsville Times this morning, Auburn bashes reports.
Of
And
course.
in their defense, I certainly don't blame them. I mean, this has got to, after 2 reports, many days, scathing reports with allegations of wrongdoing, Jay Jacobs and former head coach Gene Chizik disputed the allegations. I mean, this girl, she's been fired from, I think, Sports Illustrated, fired from New York Times, and she's got not too good of a reputation. They're calling her reports outrageous. In her defense, in the interview she did with AL.com yesterday, she says she has recordings, audio recordings of these people who are now trying to change their story.
Well, let's hear it.
Yeah.
But I'll do something in a minute on McNeil's trial to start. I'll talk about that later on this morning, too. So if you got nothing to do tomorrow and you're not going to be down, because Athens has got, tomorrow they've got book signings downtown in Spring Open House. Mule Day is tomorrow. The parade, Frank, starts at 11 o'clock. If you've never gone to Columbia, what, they have over 100,000 people, Frank?
At least.
Mule Day tomorrow in Columbia, what, 60 miles from here up north, up the interstate?
Plan on staying.
Over 100,000 people. You want to see some fine jackasses. I ain't telling you, man. This is, I've been there several times. And
Plan on being there a while.
Did you
because
see
can't get
some?
out quick.
Oh, man, you'll see, yeah.
You'll see a little bit of everything.
You know, back in the day, for you folks that don't know any better, younger, Abby, your breed of people, that age, what they call millenniums or whatever.
Breed.
Y'all don't know what it's
Breed.
like. Jackasses used to rule the world.
I guess you had nothing else to do. They were your pets.
Well, they were our pets, but I mean, back, Frankie probably plowed the one before. But Jack, it's like that story I had on that Country Rover story the other day with those mammoth jacks. Yeah, jackasses used to rule the world, and they will this week in Columbia, but the parade's tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And it is, if you're looking to go somewhere and see something, go there and
Pretty
see
day
that.
for it.
So, Matthew not here today, so I can talk about this without being assaulted. USA Today. KFC says there will be no bones to pick here. Cooking fried chicken. In an astonishing brand reversal, Tom, KFC is about to stake its future on a red-hot concept that might have caused Colonel Sanders to see red, boneless chicken. KFC, the chicken kingpin, desperately in search of a new identity, will today announce plan to roll out original recipe boneless. The risky move, 3 years in the making. It says right now their core product is a big bucket filled with fried chicken legs, thighs, and breasts on the bone, will ultimately be banished to the dump heap of fast food lore, because now when you buy that big bucket of fried chicken, you're going to have nuggets in it, twice the size of the regular chicken nuggets now.
There you go, healthy
So
America.
there you go.
Yeah.
As early as next year, the majority of chicken sold at KFC will be boneless. So you can still get a 2-piece meal with a side biscuit and drink and all of that. So ain't that kind of calorie high?
I think all fast food is.
But anyway, I just update you on what's
Chick-fil-A,
happening
they've
today.
got a
All right,
great
let's go
menu.
back to yesterday.
Grilled
We talked
chicken.
about the 3 a.m. deal.
Yes, let's.
How we got on that, I don't know. I just feel like I'm up. All I'm doing is reading. My hair's not really fixed like it is now. So I'm sitting in there. And what could I do for an hour and entertain folks? We can do the camera. Then I get a Facebook message from Wayne Reynolds.
Wayne, he gets up that early?
I don't know, but he's on Facebook. He says he lives in our neighborhood. He had an unsuccessful bid for city council, District 1. And he said, now I didn't go through the mayor or city council to get anything approved on it.
You don't have to.
He says I'm probably breaking some covenants law there for our neighborhood, running a home office. Like I'm the only one going to be doing that in that neighborhood, okay?
Yeah, everyone there's self-employed.
You sold me the house. You didn't show us no covenants. Here's what you can or can't. It ain't like cane break.
Well, I can type something in on there to fit your need if you like.
So I'm going to have, now he may be joking, he may be serious. He said, well, I'm not going to have any live program on my street that time of the morning. But that wasn't the main reason that I have decided this deal may not work.
Because I told you it wouldn't.
Well, I'm listening. I already had some guests lined up.
Yeah, it's nothing like I have to wake up at 3 o'clock anyway, so now all of a sudden there's more noise in the kitchen, so it wakes me up and I peek around the hallway, and lo and behold, midget wrestling is taking place.
Well, I've been hearing on the radio, ZYP, they got midget wrestling over at one of the clubs in Huntsville at midnight. I said, well, if they're going to be over there wrestling, why can't they just come on over here at 3 in the morning?
Yeah, so that's going to be
here's
your
what
first guess.
it would look kind of like this.
His first show, yeah.
We would have midget wrestling.
Yeah,
All right, Gloria gets up and she hears some noise. She turns around, looks down the hall. In our kitchen, I got 2 midgets wrestling in there.
You would try something like that, moron.
I was going to do it like that. I mean,
Well, we have to change your liability a little bit.
we got midget wrestling at one of the clubs downtown. They have midget wrestling. Well, they could just come on over here when they got through wrestling about 1. I could give them some coffee or stuff. Gloria be asleep. She'll never know it. And they can wrestle right here in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not happening.
what?
Yeah. You have to move the table.
We would be the only program in America at 3 o'clock in the morning that would feature midget wrestling.
Yeah.
And it would probably, now it might cause some noise, it might wake you up now.
Like I'm supposed to leave it up to you to cut a
Now,
camera.
whether or
off in my
not
house.
Wayne Reynolds would actually know about that or not, I don't know if he
He'd
would.
be asleep.
Huh?
He'd be asleep.
That's why I'm saying, why would somebody complain about what I was doing live?
There are a bunch of comments on Facebook, actually.
And
you got some
most of them-
pros and some
But
negatives.
the majority voted in my favor.
All the women said,
am I
Gloria,
correct?
stand your ground. Don't let them do it.
Am I correct that most of the votes said, yes, we want more?
No.
Jamie,
You just think that
Jamie.
camera's going to get a little bit more than it should, so no.
All right. Changing subjects, Tom.
Good.
Did y'all hear about the shoe salesman? A shoe salesman got fired. Get this. Listen to this story.
What?
Talk about a former shoe salesman arrested for trying to cut off his ex-girlfriend's toe 2 months after allegedly biting off part of the same ex-girlfriend's toe.
Oh, my
The
goodness.
headline says it all in case you really want to know. In early February, Daniel Anahaya here, former shoe salesman in New Mexico, was arrested, charged with aggravated assault. That's him in the picture. After he allegedly Tom bit part of his ex-girlfriend's toe to the bone.
Oh.
That was the first time he'd bitten her toe, according to the ex. In November 12, she broke up with him after he bit the other big toe. The incident resulted in the aforementioned charges, which were later dismissed after a witness failed to appear in court, and a restraining order from the ex-girlfriend. The restraining order moved to Albuquerque wasn't enough to deter him, though. He reportedly showed up at the ex's new home, screaming, and forced his way inside, where he attacked her big toe again.
Oh, my goodness.
First biting it and then to sever it with a cigar cutter. How'd that go, Frank?
Not too good.
After a struggle, he, according to the warrant, straddled his ex-girlfriend, removed her shoe and sock, and put her toe in his mouth.
That's a
The
problem.
warrant states he began biting her right big toe, then
Oh.
produced what she described as a silver, circular, or oval metal object that had a blade in the center. The ex-girlfriend did fight back, eventually causing him to run off. She apparently was able to obtain a fork and begin stabbing repeatedly in the back of his neck and his upper back with it,
Oh, my.
which had no effect on him. She dropped the fork and proceeded to scratch or gouge his eyes.
Oh, my goodness.
These wounds, which you can see in the mugshot, were bad enough for him to seek medical treatment, where he was arrested in Santa Fe. He faces charges of bizarre kidnapping, aggravated battery, aggravated stalking, and assault. Some of the comments says she must have had some real sexy toes.
No doubt.
The guy makes Al Bundy look good at his job. Remember Al Bundy was a shoe salesman?
Oh, my.
Said he really taking that left toe at Albuquerque. Somebody needs to get to the market. He makes TV show Hannibal look good. And it says here, back when I bought shoes at a shoe store instead of thrift shops, I developed a theory that a decent percentage of shoe salesmen were foot fetishers.
I can see that.
Huh?
I can see that when you go to the mall.
What?
Like, what was it, Parisian? There
What?
used to be a guy there that if he was there, I wasn't buying shoes.
Oh, really? Why didn't you ever tell me about that before? Huh?
I was shopping.
A foot fetish.
Yeah, there's some.
I can't understand why the girl went back with him after he already bit
Well, I
the toe
think she
off.
broke up with him
She
like
broke up and
twice,
had a
and then he
restraining
comes
order.
back and finds his way to her new home and everything. So anyway, That brings you up to date in the first part of this exciting program on this Friday morning.
that was exciting.
As of right now, I cannot go live from my house. I've got a neighbor that says it may be against the rules, Tom.
That ain't my
That's already come out.
And the midget wrestling thing was going to be my first show.
Not happening.
Well, I figured I could get people
No
over.
cameras in the house.
You don't know what kind of people are out there at 3 in the morning
Exactly.
that could stop by the house.
Exactly.
By the way, I got something for sale. I dropped the price on it. Now the sun's
I
coming
haven't even
out.
tried to sell it yet.
Well, no, I know it because it's been raining. But I saw the book on that Mercedes we got for sale. It's about $12,500. So I'm going to ask $13,500 for this car. Got 74,000 miles on it.
He'll
It's a
take
2000 CLK. What?
He'll take 12.5.
There it is right there.
Give it away.
Brad, been in our garage for 10 years. It's still in the garage somewhere in Athens. I forgot where I put it.
It's a
But
classic
there it is.
Cars.
Like new. If you want it,
That
call.
was fun.
How many miles?
74,250. Depends on if you're driving it again this weekend.
Well, I might.
You might.
So I will
gonna be
take a
out.
break. It's going to be hot. So we'll have to turn the
finally.
air on. Let's get things heated. We'll be
Need a
right back
hot
in just a
day.
moment. Y'all will hang on.